Warren Buffett is one of the best investors of all time. He is currently the CEO and chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. He, along with his good buddy Charlie Munger, have always focused on companies that not only generate strong free cash flow, but companies that are able to return money to shareholders. Warren Buffett is 92 years young, and although we've seen popular hedge fund managers come out with different types of styles of investing, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have always stayed true to their roots. And for Buffett, he understands the power of compounding. And I think you're really going to love today's video as we go through the top 5 positions in which Warren Buffett earns the most annual dividend income from. So let's get started. Hey everyone, Mark here, back for another video. And on this channel, we talk about dividends. And if you love dividends, make sure you subscribe down below. And also, we put these videos out regularly, and all we ask for is for you to hit that like button down below, as it helps us spread the word and continue to grow the channel. And I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, The Motley Fool. There is a ton of great information over at The Motley Fool. And if you go to fool.com/Mark, you could sign up to see their top 10 stocks to buy now. And with that being said, let's take a look at the companies in which Warren Buffett earns his 5 largest annual dividend payouts from. In fact, these 5 positions make up over 70% of the total dividend income that the Berkshire Hathaway equity portfolio receives on an annual basis. Let's begin with the 5th largest dividend income that they receive and work our way up to the largest dividend payer in the portfolio. With that being said, the company in which they earn the 5th most dividend income on an annual basis from is Coca-Cola, stock ticker KO. Coca-Cola currently has a market cap of $265 billion, making them the largest beverage company in the market today. Currently, Warren Buffett and company earn $704 million of annual dividend income by owning shares of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is going through a unique turnaround story right now under the leadership of James Quincy. And more recently, I did a video on Coca-Cola versus Pepsi shares, and I will leave a link down in the description below if you want to view that as well. And in that video, I discuss a lot about the Coca-Cola turnaround story that I mentioned, where the company is focusing less on the number of SKUs or products they have and more on the quality of the products they have. Warren Buffett does not only love Coca-Cola stock, he actually loves the product, and he talks about this a lot, is to invest in what you know. And in fact, Warren Buffett drinks at least 5 cans of Coca-Cola per day.
5 12-ounce Cokes a day, and that's about 700 calories. And I've been doing it more or less all my life.
This is the stock that Warren Buffett has owned for a number of years. Berkshire first initiated a position in the Coca-Cola company back in 1988. Coca-Cola is renowned for the products they have across the globe, but they're also renowned for the dividend they pay. They are what's known as a dividend king. A dividend king is someone that has increased their dividend for at least 50 consecutive years. Coca-Cola, they've increased their dividend now for 60 consecutive years and counting. Shares of KO currently pay an annual dividend of $1.76 per share, which equates to a dividend yield of 2.87%. Over the past 5 years, Coca-Cola has increased their dividend at an average of 4% per year, and the dividend is plenty safe with a 70% payout ratio. The company in which Berkshire receives the 4th largest dividend payment from is Apple, stock ticker AAPL. Apple currently has a market cap of $2.4 trillion. That is trillion with a T. Apple happens to be the largest position in the Berkshire equity portfolio. Not only is it the largest, but it's actually one of the newest as well, as Berkshire did not initiate a position until back in 2016. But they have been adding to their position on a regular basis, and it has grown over the years and now makes up over 40% of the entire equity portfolio. The company owns over 890 million shares of Apple, which pays them annual dividend income of $842 million. Apple is obviously the largest company in the US markets today, and they have been growing at a strong clip, but didn't start paying a dividend again until 2012, but they have increased that dividend every year since. Apple has been increasing their dividend at a rate close to 10% per year, and they've increased that dividend for 10 consecutive years and counting. But when you're increasing it at a rate of 10% and the stock price is gaining more than that per year, that dividend yield cannot grow, and Apple shares have been growing at a rapid pace over the past decade. Again, remember that a dividend yield has an inverse relationship to stock price. As stock price climbs, dividend yield goes down. So if a stock price is growing at a faster clip than a company is increasing their dividend, that yield is going to continue to go lower. But this is one reason that I love dividend growth stocks. Not only do you get increased annual dividend income every year, you also get share price appreciation growth potential as well. Currently, shares of AAPL pay annual dividends of 92 cents per share, and that dividend yield is at 0.6%. The payout ratio is very low at 15%, meaning that there's plenty of room for Apple and plenty of cash for Apple to continue increasing their dividend on an annual basis. The company in which Berkshire earns the third largest annual dividend income from is Occidental Petroleum, stock ticker OXY. Oxy currently has a market cap of $67 billion. The company is a global oil and gas producer. And Oxy shares have been among the best performing among these 5 stocks that we're looking at today. On the year, shares of Oxy are up an incredible 156%. Oxy is a little different from the other stocks that we're discussing today. In terms of size, Oxy is actually only the 7th largest position from an equity standpoint. Buffett is due to receive $98 million from its ownership of common shares of Occidental. However, Berkshire also owns $10 billion in preferred shares, which nets them an additional $800 million in annual dividend income, totaling $898 million in annual dividend income from Occidental as a whole. Currently, Oxy pays annual dividends of 52 cents per share, which equates to a dividend yield of 0.7%. The company in which Berkshire gets the second largest dividend payment from happens to be Bank of America, stock ticker BAC. Bank of America is one of the largest US banks, and they currently have a market cap of $308 billion. And currently we're going through a period in which we're seeing interest rates increase. And what that does is that increases the net interest margin for a bank like Bank of America. Net interest margin is really the difference between the interest they pay out for folks that have savings accounts compared to the interest that they receive from things like loans. However, on the flip side, reserves have also been climbing for major banks as they're becoming a little more concerned about debt holders paying back their loans, as monetary policy continues to tighten and the thought of a potential recession is pending. In terms of dividend income, Warren Buffett and company receive $909 million annually from owning shares of Bank of America. Currently, shares of BAC pay a dividend of 88 cents per share, and the yield is 2.29%. They have a very low payout ratio of only 27%, and the 5-year dividend growth rate is 20%. Bank of America has been a very strong dividend growth stock over the past few years, and I too own a position of BAC. The company in which Warren Buffett and company earn the most dividend income from, it is Chevron, stock ticker CVX. Chevron currently has a market cap of $360 billion. Chevron is one of the largest oil and gas producers here in the US, and they happen to be the 4th largest position in the Berkshire equity portfolio. The company operates in both upstream and downstream. Upstream is focused on exploration and production, whereas downstream is focused on things like refining as it relates to oil and gas. On the year, shares of CVX have been the second best performer behind Oxy, with shares up nearly 60% year to date. As gas prices have remained inflated across the US, Chevron has definitely benefited from that, which is a welcome sign for investors after a rough stretch during the pandemic. And now for how much annual dividend income Warren Buffett and company receive from Chevron. Are you ready for this? Berkshire is receiving $929 million in annual dividend income from Chevron, closing in on $1 billion. Currently, shares of Chevron pay an annual dividend of $5.68 per share, which equates to a dividend yield of 3.05%. The company has a low payout ratio of 32% and a 5-year dividend growth rate of 5%. The company has still increased the dividend for 35 consecutive years, making them a dividend aristocrat. So if we add up these top 5 companies that they earn dividend income from, Warren Buffett and company earn $4.3 billion of annual dividend income per year from these 5 positions. Down in the comments section below, let me know how much annual dividend income you receive from your top 5 positions. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.